Hi guys, welcome to my first impressions video of this game that I'm currently playing. The name of the game is Krater Shadows Over Solside. So this game was released 2 days ago in Steam. It currently retails for 15 US dollars. And as you can see on the screen right now, there's actually two options here. You have an option to log in and an option to play offline. So just to give you guys a background, Crater is a post-apocalyptic game. It's a dungeon crawler actually. It's very similar to Dungeon Siege and Diablo. And it gives you the option to actually play multiplayer games over the internet with friends and other people. However, currently that option is unavailable. I believe this will be released in some future date. So the good thing that Crater, or at least the developers of Crater did, was that they provided an option to play the game offline or in single player mode. So the offline option does not require you to have internet connection. You can actually play the game without ever connecting to the internet. Now, since I bought Crater on Steam, Steam Play is also activated for my version of Crater. Now, as far as I understand, the Steam Play option makes it possible for me to play Creator on one computer, and if I have it installed on another computer, Steam will synchronize my single player progress between the two copies of Creator that I have on different computers. So that's very cool. That's very convenient for me. All right, so okay, so let's go ahead and launch and enter the game rather. Okay, so in Crater, you actually play or control a squad of characters instead of just a single character. Um, the premise of the game is that you are a group of entrepreneurs who are looking for hidden technologies in a an area called or surrounding a crater or a large crater in a in a time that is set far into the future after a major post-apocalyptic event that devastated the Earth. So when Crater starts, you can actually see here that the Earth has started growing back, but during this time, humankind has lost most of the technologies it used to have. So the Creator is a game that deals with going deeper and deeper into the Creator itself, looking for or rediscovering technologies that existed prior to the apocalyptic event. Okay, so the characters in Creator are actually they're actually very distinctive, and they have very funny names. So the characters that are initially given to me are Theo Evil, Torben the Groovy, and Fenty Mazarin. So the characters here, each of them has a specific class, and so far I've encountered four different types of classes of character. So let me just go around town and show you how the game looks like from a graphics point of view. So the game is actually very gorgeous. It's very pretty, and here's the best part of the game. Look, you can actually scroll the game. So this is something that is sadly lacking in Diablo 3, which was recently released. It was I was really expecting Blizzard to come up with something like this for Diablo, but apparently they still stuck to the isometric view. For this game, however, you can actually rotate the screen. You can zoom in and zoom out. Okay, and as you can see, the graphics are top notch. Okay, so before we head into combat, let me talk a bit about the characters first. So, characters here, they belong to a specific class. As I mentioned a while ago, I've seen four so far. And each class has a role to play. For example, Theo Evil is actually a bruiser. So a bruiser, I believe, is a tank type of character in this game. Let me just open up the character screen so I can show you guys. So Theo Evil. He's actually rank 4 or level 4. And he's a bruiser. Corbin the Groovy, on the other hand, is a medical. So as the name implies, he's actually more of a healy type of character. But when he's not healing, he actually deals range damage as well. Pentimazarine is a regulator. So the regulator class, they're more involved with debuffing mobs, and it seems like they're the mesmer type of character. So the skills that they have is actually the stun and the area slow spells. Okay, so let me just go back to Theo for a while and just show you how the game works. The game has a concept of threat. So, for example, they encounter enemies, and my medical starts healing the tank. The focus of the mobs actually switch to the healer instead of the tank. So the tank needs to have some skills to maintain aggro. So as we can see here on the screen right now, I'm highlighting this skill called Stomp. So it's a powerful stomp that deals 50% weapon damage to all enemies within 4 meters and taunts all enemies within an 8-meter radius. So there's a taunt aspect here, there's a threat aspect here. So it provides for a more dynamic gameplay, and it provides for some strategy to be involved in how you play the game, because you just can't go in and start attacking things. You really have to consider which skills to cast first and so on. So each character that you have in your squad has up to two abilities. So and these abilities are dependent on the classes. So all bruisers have the same two abilities, and the same thing goes for medicus and regulators, and the class that I'm not equipping right now, the other type of character that I don't have right now is the Slayer. Okay, so how does this translate to the controls? So the first character, the skills of the first character appears as the first and second skills. It's bound to the first and second number keys. The second character skills are bound to the third and fourth number keys, and the third character skills are bound to the fifth and sixth number keys. So for example, let's say I want to cast a heal on the tank. I really don't have to target the medic first and then cast the heal on the and then target the tank to cast the heal on him. So I just need to press the number 3, and my cursor changes to a healing sign or healing cursor, and I just click on the target and he starts healing. So you can actually control each of the characters individually as well. So let me just show you um, my tank, and I'm going to move Theo to a different location on the screen. Okay, so let's move him here. So right now, both my medic and my mesmer is out of the screen, but let me show you what happens when I try to cast a healing spell on this guy. So, okay. You can see my medic attempts to get in range of the target, and let me try to cast the area slow spell here now. So this is the spell by the regulator, and you can see the regulator here. He's moving in and he's casting the spell. Okay, wasn't that really cool? Alright, okay. So there are several ways that you can upgrade your character, or at least customize the strength and improve the skills of your character. The two things here are the boosters and the implants. So the boosters are actually items that you pick up. So let's say I have a healing booster here. Let me just switch to Corbin so that it will be so that the illustration will be more appropriate. So the healing booster adds or buffs healing done by your ability. So boosters are items or effects that you attach to your spells instead of to your characters. So as you can see on the screen, I have the first slot for booster unlocked here, and this is for my first skill, which is the heal. And I also have the first slot for my second skill unlocked here. And if I want to, let's say, increase the healing power of my first skill, I would drag this booster here. Okay. And then click operate. But I'm not gonna do that right now. Okay. And here's another booster. It's a damage booster. It actually increases the damage of an ability by 5%. So let's go to Theo. And let's say I want to increase the damage of my stomp by 5%. All I need to do would be to drag this thing over here and click operate. Okay, so aside from boosters, you have implants. Implants, on the other hand, are applied to your character. So as you can see here on the screen, I've already actually applied an implant on Theo. So the stamina implant that I've applied here increases Theo's stamina by 5. So stamina is a stat that's directly linked to the health pool. So you unlock slots the more your characters level up or progress. So you can see the progress of your character here. So Theo is actually a rank 4 character. That means he's a level 4 character. I cannot use this slot yet because it can only be unlocked when I reach level 5 already. Okay. Um, what else? Alright, so let's talk about the stats for a bit. The stats are actually very straightforward. You have strength here. Strength increases the melee damage and reduces the duration of negative status effects on the character. Stamina is health. Focus is something that's new. It increases damage with ranged weapons and also it increases healing done by ability. So I'm actually glad that they decided to combine both of these effects under one stat. So that means that if I want to improve the healing and damage at the same time of a character, I just need to focus more on the focus stat. Intelligence here does not play into the actual damage or healing done, but rather it lowers the cast time of abilities and increases the duration of status effects. So intelligence is actually for me, I think it is going to be useful for healing characters because you need to be able to heal quickly. You need to be able to heal on demand, and you cannot you cannot have heals that take too long to cast, and by which time your target will already be dead or will be severely damaged or injured. Okay, now let's go to the inventory. So you can see the inventory here. Um, these guys actually don't have armor. You just need to equip them with a weapon. And there's actually something else here. I haven't picked up any item that fits this slot yet. So I actually have no idea have no idea which items fit here or what type of items fit here. And you can switch characters here on top, but they all share the same inventory space. So the reason why you're seeing things changing down here is that weapons are actually class-based. So for example, let's say this particular weapon, Strongman's Aberg 72, it's a regulator weapon, which is why Theo, who is a bruiser, cannot wear this or cannot equip this particular weapon. So, but if I switch to Fenty, you see this weapon light up, and I actually can start using this weapon. Okay, and aside from weapons, you have valuables. So valuables, I believe, are just stuff that you pick up. These are stuff that mobs drop, and some of them can actually be used in crafting. So I'm not really sure yet how crafting works in this game. I haven't played this game for more than a few hours, and I haven't actually delved too deep into the game yet to actually figure out how crafting works. And well, I believe it has something to do with blueprints though. So there you go. And finally, your upgrades all fall under a separate category. So these are the boosters and your implants. So they're all neatly placed here. All right. Okay. So let's go to the combat now. So in certain towns, like this one, there's actually a place called the Free Digger site. So let me just look for this place. I think it's on my map. Oh, it's here. It's indicated as the arrow here. Okay, but before we go to the free digger site, let me just show you the recruitment officer. So in this game, since you're controlling a squad of characters, you can actually it's possible for your character to actually die permanently. So but it takes a lot of bad things to happen to your character before your character dies. So you can see the health bar of your characters below their avatars here on the screen. And the moment that this health bar falls down to zero, your character actually incurs an injury. So the character doesn't immediately die. The character just gets an injury. So an injury is like a permanent debuff um, based on how I read it in the manual and in the website of this game. I haven't actually died, so I cannot give first-hand experience or I cannot relate I cannot inform you from first-hand experience of how it is to die in this game. But based on the website, it told me that once the character dies, it incurs an injury, and after you get 4 injuries, it's the only time that your character permanently dies. Now, injuries can actually be removed. Some of them can actually be removed by doctors that you encounter in the different towns. Okay, so why is this important? This is important because you can actually recruit other characters. So this is I just clicked the recruitment officer NPC, and you can see here the list of guys that I can actually recruit right now. On the left part of the names, you can actually see a symbol that indicates their class. So the cross sign here symbolizes the medic class, and there are actually several medics here, as you can see. So and the shield symbol symbolizes the tanking class or the bruiser. So if you can see here, I actually have two bruisers here. Both of them actually costs the same. Let me look for a better example. Okay, so for this guy, we have Glob, the monkey man, and then we have Madge. So you'll be wondering why they would have different costs, even if they belong to the same class. So the difference here is that they start out with a different set of stats. Okay, so as you can see here, Madge actually starts out with 5 strength, but 25 stamina. However, Glob starts out with more strength, which he has 10 strength, but he has much less stamina. Okay, and if you'll notice, all boosters share the same set of skills as I mentioned a while ago. So, Glove has Cleave, and so does Madge. Now, there's an exception to this. There are certain characters that are they're special characters. They still belong to the class, but they have a different set of skills. So, an example of this would be Doctor Cerebro, Ill, and Gob the Grinder. Okay, so for Gob the Grinder, I believe this guy is different because he actually can gain more ranks. For Dr. Cerebro, on the other hand, let's compare him to another medic. So, Berthold Gaster actually has the same heal spell and nano stream spell as the medic that I have on my squad right now. But if I buy Dr. Cerebro, he's also a medic, and he can use medicus items, but he actually has a different set of spells. So he has healing orb and nano injection. So um, Dr. Cerebro is a character that I unlocked by buying the collector's edition version of this game. So when this game was being sold on Steam prior to the release, the collector's edition was being sold at 15 US dollars, and there was no option to actually buy the normal version of the game. So once when the game got released a few days ago, the normal version sold for $15, and the collector's edition version started selling for $19. So if you want to unlock different characters that have a different set of skills, that have a unique set of skills, I would suggest that you buy the collector's edition instead. Okay, so you can actually remove members from your squad, but I think you can just untick them here and they will be removed. But let's not do that right now. Okay, so let's go to combat and quickly show you how the game looks like. So the free digger site, as I understand it, it's an open-ended area of the game. It's actually a portal to a cave or a dungeon system, and this cave and dungeon system is actually randomly generated. So let's go down now. So as you noticed, the moment the enemy got in range of my characters, they start shooting. So at least you don't have to micromanage even the way the characters attack. So one of the things here is that your characters actually don't have any form of artificial intelligence. So for example, if you order your character to attack a mob, even if the character has very low health, the character will not attempt to run away. So it's up to you to actually make sure that you keep everybody in the squad healed. Let's talk to this guy.
You again? I suppose you do. How about you going down as a deep in our dig and put your battling skills to use in clearing out some nasty critters? Keep whatever trinkets you find. Keep whatever trinkets you find. Just don't mess with the digging gear.
Keep whatever trinkets you find. Okay, so the voice acting of this game is actually very funny, and it's actually very interesting. Okay, so right now I'm just killing random NPCs here. Let's try using the area slow spell before we attack. Hopefully this will encourage the mobs to attack my tank instead of the healer. Apparently not. So it turns out that the slow spell actually has generates threat as well. Okay, so as you can see on the screen, I'm actually uh, right-clicking every mob that has loot. Mobs that actually drop loot have a glowy thing around them when they die. Um, so I haven't figured out a way yet to actually auto loot or have my characters pick up loot automatically, and I'm not sure if there's an option for that, but I hope they put in an option for that, because it's actually quite annoying having to keep clicking the rats when they die. Okay, so right now I'm in the middle of the free digger site, and if I want to leave this area, I just need to click this button, extract to the surface, and this will immediately bring my squad to the surface world. So this works very similar to how Hearthstones in World of Warcraft work. But well, it's actually more similar to Town Portals, except that it's just a one-way portal. You cannot return to this place after you click or after you have extracted your team to the surface. So let's do that right now. So when you click extract to surface, you actually move on to the world view mode of the game. So when the game is in this mode, it actually works very similar to the old Square Enix games, wherein you have a world map and you have key areas indicated in your world map, and as you move across these areas, you get to randomly encounter mobs. So this arrow signifies your location, your position in the map. And let's just try moving around and hoping we can get a random encounter. Okay, so here's a random encounter. Okay. Alright, so there's a bear up there. Let's see. So as you can see right now, my medic is actually channeling a healing spell on the tank, while my other character is attacking him with a ranged attack. Okay, I guess that's it. Mm, let's check the other side. Yeah. Okay. I love how detailed the game is. Can actually the individual strands of grass on the ground when you zoom in the game. Oh, loot! Loot. Ah, what's that? Shanks? Skanks? Okay, here's another. It's not a bear. That's a hippo. Okay. Okay, so let me just check what I got here. Okay. Well, these weapons are not much better than the one I have equipped on right now. So, okay, let's try to leave this area. So, my user has just leveled up, and leveling up a character opens up uh, more slots. So, oh, I'm sorry, it's not my bruiser, but rather the healer and the regulator just leveled up. Okay, so let's go back to the world map. Okay, so as you notice, the world map looks slightly different now. I think because the world map has reflects the time of the day. So inside the game, so it's actually dawn right now, or I think it's dusk. So which is why there's a more orange tint to the surroundings. So let's go back to the town. Okay. So the last thing that I would want to show you guys is how the quest system works. So let me try to show you. Okay. So this is the mission log. The missions that you have actually appear here. One of the things that this game could use would be an objectives tracking panel in the main screen. Unfortunately, that's not available right now, so you need to keep checking the mission log to figure out that you already got or already killed one of three Roll Bjorn, or if you already have two over four War Bacon. So the missions here are it's very typical. NPCs that have missions for you appear with uh, an exclamation mark over their head, and once you've completed their mission, they appear with a question mark on their head. So it's very similar to World of Warcraft. I actually can't find any NPCs right now that have missions for me. Um, Based on how the log looks like, I don't think it's possible to abandon missions. So I think it's not an option right now. So okay. Well, I guess guys, I think that's everything for now. I hope you enjoyed the first impressions video, and I really hope you get convinced to buy this game in Steam, because it's actually very well made. Uh, it's very fun to play, and it's actually the reason why I've stopped playing Diablo already. So see you again next time, guys. Goodbye.